This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hi, everybody.
G'day, team.
On the show today, we talk about things that single people or people that live alone don't do for one reason or another.
Sean won't stop going on about face plungers.
Oh, I know. You got to stick around for that one.
Yeah. Also, we are going to talk to people that have been asked a weird question. Yes, that's good.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Can't remember what else we did.
Squirrels.
Heaps of stuff.
Talk about
Squirrels.
Yes, we had a bit of a Lent bet yesterday, so we touched base with that because I realised I'm getting the raw deal.
Yeah, well, you've made your commitment to Jesus.
I know,
So now you've got
Natalie.
This is Persone. Yes.
Nathan, Nat and Sean. Let's go.
Nova 937.
Morning, everybody. 356, Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us, Sean. You had literally 3 metres to walk.
I had to get a tissue for this big nose.
Where'd you
Give
get
it
a
a bit
tissue
of a
from?
blow.
Because I was looking everywhere this morning.
Oh, I stole it from whatever they call that.
Where do
new
we
group
keep the
of people over
tissues,
there.
by the way? Because I went in between the two toilets and there's none there. Do we
No,
have...
there's a cupboard in sales.
There's a dedicated tissue cupboard
It'll say tissues on the front of it.
Do you
Probably
ever
a
want
drawer,
toilet
to be
tissues?
honest.
in sales.
Yes.
It's interesting how they get all the tissues.
I think they've just got more storage.
No, I'm with Nathan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
we get
far from
ripped
the
off down here.
stationery cupboard.
I don't care. Tissues should be kept
We're in
with
the
the
coal
toilet
mine.
paper, don't you
We're in
think?
the coal mine with the budgie, and we get nothing down here.
We get nothing. We get treated so badly.
All the stuff they do down that end is unbelievable.
We've started off on a particularly whiny note today.
I got a question.
Yes, friend.
Yesterday we were talking about Lent,
Yes.
Yes.
and then
You had to. You committed to giving up semi-sun-dried tomatoes. So what do you want to know? What the
No,
punishment is
I'll
if
get
you
on.
don't do it?
I'll get on to that. But like Natalie did point out to me that neither of you committed to giving up anything.
Well, I said
Well,
Brussels sprouts.
I said
yeah,
lentils.
I know, but like
Would you like me to change mine?
you might as well be like, I'm going to give up shooting lasers out of my eyes. Oh, well, you can't do it. So
So he's already given it
How
up.
do you fall for it?
I don't know. It's just like when people threw religion at me, I didn't know was I ducking or weaving. It's like, didn't want to upset the big man. Anyway, so my question is,
Yes.
I already have a container of semi-sun-dried
No, you've
tomatoes.
got to throw them in the bin.
Do I? But they cost $7.
I'll bring them in to me.
I already have
You can
them.
bring them in for a
No,
beating.
We'll
you're not
use
having
them.
them.
Let's
If
have
I'm
them.
having them, you're not having them. I'm not breathing your
We
semi-sun-dried
didn't
breath.
give them up for Lent.
No, it doesn't matter though.
Well, you don't want to give them. You don't want to put them to waste because you're not allowed to have them
Yes.
from here for 40 days or 39 days.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it started yesterday.
It's a real bummer of timing, isn't it?
How long do they last?
I don't know. I think
They last
they
pretty well.
would
I
last
think
a
if you keep
while,
them in
I'm
the
guessing.
fridge.
I think the best idea is if you bring them in here, Natalie and I'll eat them.
Oh, shut up, Sean. You know, get your hand off my... I'll bring in sun-dried tomatoes. You're not getting your hands on my semi.
Won't be a semi for long.
Book for Holiday U this summer.
Because Aussies act a little different on holiday. More daring, relaxed, and sometimes more fancy.
And What If has all kinds of accommodation to suit your style.
Book your next getaway on the What If app. What If? It's Aussie for travel.
Let's talk about our new king.
Okay.
Harry's not looking. Harry's doing something. You want to speak about the king? What's he doing?
He hates grey squirrels. Right? I didn't know that. Did you know?
Are they some sort of...
Pest, Natalie.
Yeah, no.
Grey squirrels were introduced in the UK in Victorian times and have decimated the native squirrel population. So, it's been reported that he once explored the possibility of using their fur as luxury fabric. He has a company's chief of a sort of a zero waste firm has retold the story of her working with him in 2014, and he went to her and said, "Well, can you do anything with squirrels?" So he sent some dead squirrels over to her and they tested the pelts and they said that the hair was too short to work with, but they were impressed by his interest. He wanted the UK to wear dead squirrels.
But was he doing it? He was doing it for the waste
Because they're a
situation.
pest. It's a way of getting rid of them, basically. If people can sell the pelts.
That's an entrepreneur right there, my friend.
Yeah.
Would you wear squirrel?
Would I wear squirrel? How fine is the hair? Is it like wearing a stilo on the outside?
Is that the factor that makes you determine it?
Yeah, I think so.
Would you wear squirrel?
I'm not a fan of wearing animal fur.
But that seal jacket you wear
when they
quite
make
often,
such
that's
good
not
faux fur. So, but like I have felt real fur, and it feels nice.
Yeah, it's nicer when it's breathing.
I don't.
You know it's from a squirrel.
It's nicer when it's breathing and it wants to love you back. That's the nice part.
When you know it's from a squirrel, you're not... Nah.
I don't have
not
much
appealing,
experience with squirrels, so I don't know really if I would like one around me, like covering my body. But I always think about koalas. They're never in danger of anyone wanting to get their fur because their fur is pretty rank to touch.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It's kind of a little bit.
It's like a really old bath mat.
Yeah.
That's been left in the
Also,
sun.
they're a bit more endangered.
We're not
Oh,
worrying
never
about
put that.
any danger. We're just talking about what we'd wear.
Okay, what would be comfortable to wear? What would be comfortable to wear?
Well, dolphin would make some nice pants.
I mean, imagine a dolphin wetsuit, Sean. How good would a dolphin wetsuit be?
Imagine me swimming with a
And
dolphin
also,
wetsuit on.
if you strategically put the blowhole in a good spot, then that's going to be coming very handy for
That is fantastic.
men's
Good
slacks.
idea. Good idea. I feel like the torpedo.
Your torpedo may be sticking out.
Torpedo to yourself, please.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat, and Sean.
I just want to point out something. I've been bringing the papers in this week for Ellie. That's only for this week. It's not the new normal.
Okay, who reads the papers?
You.
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 So why is it my job?
Because it's
Here we
always
go.
been your job. It's tradition. It's always been your job. And
Why?
some
Just on
tradition-
your job
always,
description.
Just because it's always been done doesn't mean it should be done the same. It's not in my job description.
Yeah, no,
It
that's
is.
literally the only thing you have to do.
Show me the paperwork. I will take
We
you
will,
to
but you've got to
task.
go and get the paper.
Sorry, I can't.
So anyway, that's just this week alone.
Okay, well, I guess we're not reading papers next week.
I think
are
it's a
we?
good idea, mate. You've got to set the standards
How about
early.
you?
I
go
just
get the
knew-
papers,
I
It's
just
Sean.
knew-
my house,
I
mate.
just-
I let things go at my house.
You know
Guess what? I'm doing it.
You're right, Sean. And I'm sure, like as a husband,
Yep.
and many husbands listening right now,
Yes.
you've done something lovely for your wife.
Yeah.
When you know it's her job.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Hey,
then
mate.
suddenly
Hallelujah.
she gets used to it.
Hallelujah.
And then suddenly it's your job.
Yes.
And you have to like. So
Harry,
I think
can
it's
you pull
just.
their faders down?
You'd be the best husband.
Like raising the children, Sean.
You'd
Like
be a
you
great
look after the
husband.
kids one day, and then suddenly you think it's your job.
The Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Are you going to stay or are you going to leave?
It's the commitment ceremony.
Should I stay or should I go now?
Nathan, Nat and Sean love. And who doesn't love a commitment ceremony on Married at First Sight? Back Sunday, 7 p.m. on 9.
Here it is, our very own commitment ceremony for Married at First Sight.
Absolutely. You had to be watching Channel 9 last night to find out who out of us chose to stay and who wanted to leave. Get the sequence in the right order. The money's yours.
G'day, Murray.
How you doing?
Good, Murray.
Murray.
Did you watch Married at First Sight last night, Murray?
Yeah, I punished myself last night.
Murray.
Do you watch it with anybody, Murray, or do you watch it with the missus or by yourself?
I watched it with my partner, yes.
Yeah. Yes, and?
And yeah, it's quite hard to watch, but I thought I'll watch it and get these this combination of stay leave for you people.
Oh, no, don't make excuses. They're wonderful. They seem to be a really great bunch of people, hey, Murray, that you'd love to include in your circle of friends.
Oh, well, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, get a
For
few
sure.
relationship tips from them, did you, Murray?
No, I don't
so
think
much.
so. I might be getting on a bit too.
Thinking about getting your lips done, Murray, by watching that show?
No, I don't think so.
Well, Murray, I tell you what, it'll be worth your while if you can take out the $1,000. So you just have to tell us, reading left from right, Nathan, Nat, Sean, what did we opt to do?
You opted to say or to do stay, leave, stay.
Stay, leave, stay. Wouldn't it be amazing, Murray, if from you watching your favourite show, Married at First Sight,
His favourite.
last night, it was to give you $1,000? Wouldn't that
You
be
feel
amazing?
like he's playing down how much he loves the show.
He
Yeah.
gags for it.
Yeah.
Murray does. Just loves it so much.
Murray,
Yes.
you've won $1,000, my friend, by watching your favourite show. And now you can tell
Yeah,
everybody
thank
that's how you won $1,000.
I know. It's great, isn't it?
Murray.
Good on you,
Easy.
Muzz.
Too easy.
I love it when somebody wins from watching
Their
their
favourite
favourite show.
Just like Murray.
Oh, Murray from Averley.
There can be only one, surely. Make sure you watch Channel 9 tonight from 7:30 for our special commitment
Murray
ceremony.
will be, 'cause
and remember the order of our decision to stay or
His favourite
leave.
show.
We're playing again tomorrow.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Sean, we're on the radio.
I'm coming.
Oh, do you want to
Swallow your food?
It's just salad.
And croutons.
Yeah, it's a salad with no salad dressing.
You know how Sean's a secret eater. I made him open his mouth and show me there's no croutons in his mouth every time. Didn't I? Every time.
He did.
I said, open your mouth, let me check.
Have you swallowed yet?
He'll get them out of the bin later.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, threw them in the bin. Check the
Sneaky car
pockets.
croutons, as one does. We went to university, Natalie and I, no need to brag, but we did. So
I went to
Pretty
the
smart
University
people.
of Life.
Did you?
Did you?
Did you?
You
Oh, right.
failed.
The University of AFL. That's why when we first started working with you, you thought people just grabbed your bags and
Put them on the bus
Absolutely.
for you.
It was a whole different university.
It's a whole
Very
different
hoity-toity.
Not very self-sufficient university.
No.
It seems. So a teacher at a university in Pakistan has been fired and blacklisted.
It's hard to
deservingly
fathom
so,
why.
After posing a question about incest to his electrical engineering students in an exam.
So it's
what's
the
the issue?
electrical engineering exam, right?
So
Stressful
Bachelor
time.
of Electrical Engineering. So this is
What's the question?
Here's the question. Julie and Mark are brother and sister. They are travelling together in France on summer vacation from college. One night they are staying alone in a cabin near the beach. They decide that it would be interesting and fun if they tried making love. At the very least, it would be a new experience for each of them. Julie was already taking birth control pills, and Mark uses a condom too, just to be safe. You should always do that if you're sleeping with your brother or sister. They both enjoy making love, but then they decide never to do it again. They keep that night as a special secret, which makes them feel even closer to each other. Now, here is the question.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Is it
Was
multiple
it
choice?
okay for them to make love? Give reasons for your answers and include some relevant examples from your own knowledge and personal opinion.
And electrical
supposed to be-
engineering.
The answer had to be 300 words and include 4 paragraphs, which include an introduction, body, and conclusion.
Well, that's ridiculous, Nathan, because that's clearly a chemistry question.
At least human bile.
We want to know what that lecture's... We know what that lecture's been up to and what he's thinking.
and wants, everyone else to justify.
That lecturer swung by the tissue shop on the way home and bought several cartons.
There's too much detail in the story
It's
as well.
so much
Like
detail.
in a shack by the beach. And
You can write. That's where a teacher's written his own fantasy.
Yes.
Yep.
And pray for his sister.
like, in what world did they think it was an appropriate thing to ask electrical engineering? It's not an ethics class.
Well, you'd be sitting there as an electrical engineering student and read that and go, well, that's a weird question, isn't it?
I mean, I do have some strong opinions, but I'm not sure it's related to electrical engineering.
We get asked weird questions sometimes, and they can
Yes.
be in job interviews, they can be on a date, they can be by a stranger, it could be on a form.
Yes.
Where you go, wait, what do you need to know that for?
what?
That doesn't make any sense. When I was working at the surf shop years ago, I've told this before, a guy that I worked with, Danny, who is Fijian, said to me, "You're Fijian, aren't you?" And I looked down at my
The
skin and
palest
went,
man
"What?"
in the world.
He's got the curly islander hair.
Yeah.
He's wearing a shell necklace.
I
It looked
often
like
get
he,
you
like-
confused with Nick Natanui, I'll be honest.
Yes.
When you see you two side by side.
And then when I
it is
told him I
hard to pick the
wasn't
difference.
Fijian, he was shocked. He was taken
shocked.
aback. He was taken aback by the surprising answer of me not being a Fijian native.
Well, that's an example of a weird question.
That
You're
is a weird
Fijian,
question.
aren't
It's a
you?
weird question, isn't it? That's what we're talking about. 13, 24, 10. We want to find out the weirdest thing you've been asked, whether it be on a form or a stranger or a date, wherever it happened, job interview. We're going to give somebody 2 tickets to go and see the Backstreet Boys live in concert. The Backstreet Boys are bringing their 2023 DNA World Tour to RAC Arena Saturday the 25th of February. Tickets and info from livenation.com.au.
All right, 13 24 10. Tell us about that time you got asked a weird question.
Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Tracy's in Forestfield. Hey, Trace.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Good, Tracy.
Trace, what did somebody ask you?
Okay, so I took Dad to bingo at Cannington, and we were just chatting. You know, you chat to the people around you and just chatting, waiting for the game to start. And this lady turned around and she goes, "Did you just call him Dad?" And I said, "Yeah, that's my dad." And she said, "Oh, I thought you guys were on a first date coming to bingo.
Oh, my God.
You know what? That
Tracy.
just makes you question everything, doesn't it, Tracy?
It's probably flattering for your dad, but it's not great for you.
Exactly. I'm like, have I aged a lot, or is he just a young-looking
Tracy,
70-year-old?
Can I be honest?
Yes.
Can you be honest with me right now? All right, no one else is listening.
honest.
Would you go for your dad?
If you get the answer this right, we will give you an electrical engineering
you had no
degree.
other option. Oh, could you go for your dad? Can you see a world?
Sure. Yes.
Sure. He's a handsome guy.
Tracy, that's the wrong answer. Do not call us again.
Tracy, you have just been offered a scholarship at the Electrical Engineering Student Association at Bashar and Comets University.
Fantastic. Well done. Trace, to think somebody gets taken to a first date at
bingo,
the bingo
that's
hall.
a whole other matter. Maybe when he's 70, it is a hot first date. You know.
By the way, those bingo halls are so much fun. Have you not been, Sean?
Have I not been?
To a bingo hall.
There's too many numbers, Sean.
It's so much fun. And also, the canteen, the one that used to be open on Guildford Road, the canteen is
closed down.
Yeah, the canteen was stocked from old lady cooking.
I like old lady cooking.
And they're all using 1950s prices. They're not making any profit. Oh my God, it was just so delicious.
Thanks, Tracy. Kim's in Meadow Springs. Hello.
Hello, how are you guys?
Good, Kim.
Now, did somebody ask you a weird question?
Oh, yeah, of course. Lots of weird questions in my time, but when I was in my 20s, I travelled from one side of America to the other on a bus, and it took about 3 days, so I got to sit next to quite a few people. And one lady there, I'd been talking away for about an hour, and she just looked at me and went, well, what language do you speak in Australia?
Oh.
And I'm like,
and you'd been speaking to her?
I've been talking to her for an hour. And it's like, you've got to be kidding me. The following day when I got on another bus, I'd been talking away to this lady because, the bus was full. And after having a conversation with her about, Australia and, what's going on, where I was going, she turned to me and she said, well, whereabouts is Australia in Nebraska?
Where is Australia
before?
In Nebraska.
In Nebraska.
In Nebraska.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was just in a state of shock.
They can't
Some
comprehend where we are.
some, not all. So there are some pockets of America that have no clue about us.
Definitely in that heartland through the Midwest, it is.
They don't get a clue.
Because they don't get a lot of leave. They don't go on holidays. They don't travel. So they have no.
That's why
there's no other world.
When an Australian's on TV, they have subtitles on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you serious?
And the answer is yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Kim.
Okay, we are talking about when you've been asked something and you go, that's a weird question.
Someone's going to win themselves tickets to go and see the Backstreet Boys, but you need to get on the phone and give us a call. Tell us your story.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Used to be over when the players did the AFL combine stuff, they had to meet with coaches. And Mark Williams, who coached Port Adelaide, used to just come out of left field with weird questions to shock.
Because they were so well prepped.
Yeah.
So it was a way of just sort of getting under their skin and see how they handle being put off kilter a bit.
So everyone knew when they went in there, they didn't know what the question was going to be.
Yeah, right.
But it's coming from left field.
Would you sleep with your sister? I don't know.
Let's go to Christy. Hey, Christy.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good, Christy.
Mate.
What was the weird question, Christy?
Okay, so I was at a bus stop and had these pretty little sandals on, and I was in my 20s, and a guy looked like he's about his late 40s, maybe 50s, and he turned to me in, absolute shock, and he said to me, oh, my God, what happened to your feet? That looks really painful.
What?
And I looked down at my feet, and he was like, your toes? Like, what's happened to your toes?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, they're just my toes, just chilling.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh. So, he was, really concerned at the state of my feet.
But what was...
Because you had open shoes that he hadn't seen.
Well, I had open shoes, and he just thought that my toes looked like there was something significantly wrong with them.
Christy, either he's a very caring podiatrist trying to get more business, or he's a foot fetishist because he's paying too much attention to your toes.
Oh, no, I don't think he liked what he was saying. Christy, what did you do? Did you go home and question everything?
Well, I instantly touched my feet, how you sort of cross your legs and pull it back.
Yes.
And then when I finally got onto the bus, I'm like, sort of looking at my feet from all angles I could possibly look at them.
Trying to see what he can see.
Yeah, and then I really don't really like to wear open-toe shoes.
Christy.
Changed your life.
She keeps trying to make socks in summer happen and it just won't. Oh, now you
got inside your head.
Why don't you send us a photo of your feet and then we'll see.
Now you sound a bit creepy.
And we'll say if there's anything wrong with them.
Yeah.
You asked.
If you want an independent opinion,
because maybe there's nothing really wrong with them, but you just when you look at them, the overall feeling is nah,
not for me. Thanks, Christy. Sarah, hello.
Hello.
Hi, Sarah.
Right, Sarah, what was the weird question?
So I've had 2 kids now, and when you're about 25-ish weeks, you do your referral for the hospital you're going to give birth at, and you sit down with the midwife, and she asks you a bunch of health-related questions about family history and everything.
Yeah.
And for legal reasons, they actually have to ask you if you and the father of your child are biologically related in any way, like your siblings or cousins or anything.
So that when your kid comes out with webbed feet, they know why? Is that the...
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's the question. I would have gone through that.
I know they need to. I really hope they do preface by saying we legally have to ask this question because if they just ask it out of the blue, there's something you look at your partner.
Yeah, they do. They give you a pretty good heads up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it is sort of worth the risk to get a webbed feet kid.
Good swimmers.
Chuck them in the pool. Chuck them in the pool.
Do you know for sure that they're going to come out with webbed feet?
No,
you don't. It could come out like it could
rolling
be
the
gills or even non-fishy things.
Hands would be good.
Gills would be great.
Like a tail, which is great.
Because you know when
if
you're
it's
happy and sad,
prehensile, that can grab things.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah,
just an extra set of hands around the house.
Yeah. And your kids all happy wagging at you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
There was quite a theme with this topic today.
A couple of tickets to the Backstreet Boys. By the way, the Backstreet Boys are bringing their 2023 DNA tour to RAC Arena Saturday the 25th. This is this Saturday. Tickets and info from livenation.com.au. Christy has changed the way she lives her life.
Do you think she's going to take those feet to see the Backstreet Boys?
Well, Christy, we've just actually got word in from the concert. Live Nation has said that you have to wear enclosed shoes.
Not everyone, just you.
Just you. Okay?
No problem. That's what she wears anyway. Thank you, Christy.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Nathan, Nat and Sean in podcast form.
Shut up and drive.
10K.
Drive through!
Win 10 grand with Nathan, Nat and Sean at our 10K Thirsty Camel drive-through at the Vale Bar and Brasserie. Shop the way you want with everyday low prices at the Camel.
We're about to enter a battle royale where someone will score a spot at our 10K drive-through next Friday. It's happening at the Thirsty Camel drive-through at the Vale Bar and Brasserie in Yangebup. Going to be a great day.
Yeah, everyone's going to be in their cars, right? They're going to be asked a question. If they get that question right, they can come through for another question. If they get it wrong, they have to drive away. The last car standing drives off with $10,000.
Will it be Sarah from Cloverdale? Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning. How are you?
Hello,
Wonderful.
Sarah. Let's talk about your vehicle, Sarah. What are we driving?
I am driving a RAV4.
What colour?
It's grey. Dirty at the moment, but grey.
Dirty grey.
Dirty RAV4.
If you were to win a spot at our 10K drive-through, would you give it a wash or just leave it as it is?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, look, special occasion I would do, yeah.
Okay,
Lovely,
Spardo.
Sarah.
Sarah, you're going against Cassandra from Allenbrook. Hi, Cassandra.
Hi, guys. How you going?
Good,
Great.
Cassandra.
We've heard about Sarah's dirty RAV4. What do you got?
I've got a Kluger, a black Kluger.
There you go.
Kluger.
Black
There you go.
Kluger.
Money. Yeah.
All-wheel drive. Not four.
There you
Just
go.
all.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah.
Excited.
Feeling it.
All right, here's what's going to happen, ladies. We have 5 questions to ask you. So when we ask the question, if you think you know the answer, buzz in with your name. If you get the question right, you take a point. If you get it wrong, we move on to the next question. It is the best of 5. Let's test buzzers. Sarah?
Sarah.
Lovely. Cassandra?
Cassandra.
Working well, everybody.
Brilliant. All right, here's your first question. Beginning with P, what is the common term for sheer nylon tights?
Sarah.
Yes, Sarah?
Pantyhose?
Yes, Sarah.
Pantyhose it is.
Thank you so much for correcting yourself. Because we don't just throw out the P word on this show too often.
Sarah leads 1-0. All right, question 2.
Okay, question 2. What does MIL stand for?
Cassandra.
Yes,
Sarah.
Cassandra?
Mother-in-law.
Cassandra's on the board, everybody.
One
It is
apiece.
1-1. It's tight. Okay, question number 3. Which iconic Star Trek character is part human and part Vulcan?
Cassandra.
Yes,
Sarah.
Cassandra?
Spock.
Yes, Cassandra.
Spot on.
Cassandra has shot out to a 2-1 lead. If she gets this question right, she'll take it.
All right.
Oh, it's tight.
What is 30% of 1,000?
Cassandra. Sarah.
Cassandra?
300.
Cassandra's done it, everybody. Yes! The Kluger is going to be joining us next Friday at our 10K drive-through, where somebody will win $10,000, and it could well be Cassandra. We'll see you there.
Thank you so much.
Well played.
Hey, you want a sneaky bonus? You've scored a cheeky $150 to spend at Thirsty Camel as well, Cassandra.
Bonus, thanks.
I know.
No worries. All right, tomorrow we're doing this again, looking for our 5th car. We're getting closer to the 10K drive-through.
There we are.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Sean.
There is nothing sad about living by yourself.
She begs to differ, but I don't. I love it.
Do you ever walk inside?
best.
Yeah, do you ever go for walks by yourself, holding yourself's hand and stuff like that?
No, I walk the
Sean,
dog.
where am I going to walk, Sean? Unless the remote's over at the TV. And it never is.
No, because you walk around hand in hand with your wife at home, do you?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, we're so much in love, so that's how we roll.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, same.
To be
I love
honest,
it.
I sometimes think you're going to be alone forever, because if someone even spoke to me while I was having my time, I would snap their head off. I don't think I'd be very nice. I just don't, because I'm so used to my own company. But then there's some things that it hinders you with. We were talking the other day, for some reason, about mashed potato.
Yeah, because my cousin, we're talking about night snackers, and she would make mashed potato like at 10:30 at night. Just boil the potatoes, mash it up.
Yeah.
It seems over the top for one person. You would never make mashed potato for yourself.
Well, that's what Sean said. Do you make mashed potato at home? And I said, no, if you live alone, you don't make mashed potato.
It's a rule.
Because just mashing one potato...
Do you just buy it from KFC?
Mashing
That's
one
it?
potato, the liquid you would use would be tears.
It seems so
Appropriately
sad.
salty. That's great.
Appropriately, at least.
Well seasoned.
Just one potato, just the mashing of it, and then the plating it up, and the peeling of one potato. The peeling of one potato, that's sad.
That's sad. That's pretty sad.
Yeah, so I don't think people that live alone, I'm making a sweeping statement here, but I do not feel like people that live alone eat mashed potato. No, they do eat it. They don't prepare for it themselves.
No. Yeah, that's right. They don't do it themselves.
I mean, the only thing you could do is prepare extra and have it a few days in a row.
You can, and I do prepare extra food. I've never made mashed potato in my own house. I go to my mum and dad's house and let a couple make it for me.
It's a couple activity. Well, similarly, like I don't cook. Like I can cook a roast, but I'm not going to cook a roast for one person.
Even
I know you can get little
You don't
ones.
ever keep and then keep.
No. I
you ever cook a
don't
roast?
like cold roast meat. That's a childhood hangover.
No, because then the building would smell it and go, oh, he's having guests over, and then they'd wait and just...
Yeah, there's no one.
Nothing. Hear nothing.
No parking issues on the street.
Also, I know we're going down a food track, and I'd like to speak about other things rather than food, but I'm buying a whole quiche. You never do that, because you see it. It's like a clock of guilt. Like, you take a slice, you know that's in you. There's another slice, you know that's in you. And you can see it as a pie graph showing how much you've eaten.
A literal pie graph.
A literal pie graph.
So the same applies to pizza.
Yes, I'd never have a
apple
pizza
pie,
by myself. No,
cake.
nothing that goes.
Anything that's
single
round.
people are slices. We can only have slices.
What about a box of ice creams?
No.
Come on, mate.
No, Sean.
A bag of funny
Definitely
faces.
not a twin pole.
That would be sad.
Definitely not a twin pole. How embarrassing. We want to talk about this. We want to find out the things that you don't do when you live alone that may blow people's minds.
That's right. It never occurred to them that it was not a singular activity. Like, I don't have a barbecue.
I don't have a barbecue.
You know
There's
how-
nothing sadder than a barbecue by yourself.
That's right.
Because the barbecue's a social thing. And then you've got, like, what, 2 sausages?
But it's a great way to cook food outside when it's hot.
No.
That's brilliant. But you're not going to arc it up for one person. Whereas you would, frequently during summer, you would cook the dinner outside on the barbecue, right?
All the time.
Yeah.
Did you have to discover this for yourself? Like, you actually were doing it one, no, this is not right.
No,
Right, and then you heard over the fence.
What are they
Take it inside. We're going to give somebody $200 to spend on accommodation with What If.
On their own.
That's another thing.
Oh,
what? Single beds?
No.
When on holidays?
It's cheaper for couples to have a room than it is for singles to have a room. That is so mean. Anyway, for accommodation, flights and packages, visit whatif.com. What If? It's Aussie for travel. We want to get into your house right now, everybody. We want to find
into your
out.
life.
Yes, we want to find out things that you don't do when you live alone. Let's educate the coupled up.
Nathan, Nat and Sean and the podcast.
We're talking about the things that if you live alone, you just don't do.
Yeah.
Not because you can't.
No, but you just
'cause
don't.
It's either too much effort or it's too much for one person.
Like mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
You don't make mashed potatoes because what a loser.
Anthony's in Ellenbrook. Good morning, Anthony.
Morning, guys. When I lived by myself, a mate of mine said never buy a roast chicken because who's going to do the wishbone with you?
Oh! Anthony, that's
really
you just
sad.
made it sad.
Did you stick with that, Anthony? Did you stay with that for a
You've
while?
got two pinkies. You can do it yourself that way.
that's
You
pretty
always
sad, Nat.
win.
No, I
pretty
agree, Anthony. Mate, that's
Very
so
sad.
sad.
Yeah.
And then just like putting it on the windowsill so it dries,
out.
Oh, the whole process is just mortifying.
Do people still do that?
Well, break wishbones.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think so. I've not done one for ages.
Well, you're
Because you
single.
live alone. Yeah,
I live
Sean,
alone.
Why don't we ask
Sean,
you?
and you're,
No, we don't do it in
you
our
go
household.
through 100,000 chickens a week.
Yeah, we do. I do a couple a week easily.
But then
no, we
again,
don't
you're
use
so rich you don't need wishes.
money
great point.
bag.
Sorry, you just draw some diamonds.
Thank you, Anthony. Is it Nate?
Nate.
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 Hello. Now, what can
Hi, how are
what,
you?
what
Good,
don't
honey.
you do because you live alone?
I don't eat potato chips out of the bag
No.
because I'm afraid of choking.
Oh, okay, you're afraid of choking.
Oh.
Nathan,
Well, I'm not really afraid of choking of anything, but just potato chips. I feel like one's going to get stuck one day.
Particular risk.
because I think we're all going down the line of because you know how much
Yeah,
one person's eaten
that's
the whole
why
day.
I won't take a bag of potato chips in my house
Yes.
because I know that once it's gone, that's all
just
in
you.
me.
And once you pop, you
Yeah.
can't stop.
And then you walk past, you just have one here and there,
Yes.
and no one's there to stop you.
No,
that's the thing.
and you
No
can't-
accountability.
But also you can't blame it on it. You can't
Yeah.
subconsciously blame it on anyone else.
But I never in a million years put dying into the mix.
Thanks for that.
So
Thanks. Now we're,
Okay.
Have you
we're not
had a
going to eat at home at all now.
Have you-
Have you had a close call before?
Well, I have. I had to quickly run to the kitchen, get a piece of bread, and eat that to help it go down. So since then, I've not. Yeah.
Sorry, is that a
Yeah,
is that a thing?
Yeah.
You put some bread in.
Yeah, put some bread in. Yeah, to kind of push it down.
Oh, but my bread's in the freezer, so I'd have to
Yeah, that's going to
thaw that out. And I'm pretty sure that I passed out by
Blue in the
Thursday,
face.
waiting for the defrost. Oh my god!
Maybe, Nathan, as an emergency, you need an always defrosted piece of bread. So when you leave the house in the morning, put a piece of bread out so you've got one there for in the evening if things go bad.
By the way, can't I just like throw myself
Yes.
onto my back
Yes.
to Heimlich myself?
Yes, you can.
Heimlich yourself. That's a statement.
Nathan, that is actually what first aid people will
Oh,
tell
really?
you to
So
do.
literally, I'll just like
Against
throw
a
my
door frame,
or
yeah,
just like
to
straight
dislodge
onto the
it.
floor,
Just
like
catching
death drop.
yourself.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
It's not guaranteed it's going to work, but
Well,
it's
you know
worth a
what?
shot.
I just want to fight to survive, Natalie.
That's
That's all
right.
I want. 13, 24, 10. We are talking about things that
you don't do because you live alone.
Yeah.
And thanks, Nate, for putting that into our
thanks, Nate.
into our consciousness.
Bag of
Mate,
chips.
yeah,
$200 to spend on accommodation at What If is up for grabs.
Flavour really kills you.
Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Jane's in Eastwick Park. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, really
All
good,
right,
Jane.
What have you got for us?
Well, I'm just a bit worried about people living alone and getting chips stuck in their throat and then deciding to put more food in there
Sure.
is my concern.
Okay, the bread. Not a good idea, Jane.
Not really, no. I'm an emergency nurse, guys. I'm on my way home from shift and I just thought, listen, if you get something stuck in your throat, please don't put another thing in there. That's not going to help.
So what should we do? What should we do? Because there are a lot of people. There are a lot of single people right now that are planning on having some chips later on tonight.
I know. So I thought I'd better call in Treat Sweet. So get yourself some Coca-Cola. That's the best thing. Have a bit of Coke.
I don't have soft drink though.
So now I've got to go down to the
You gotta have an
servo while I'm
emergency from
choking to
now on.
death.
Yeah. No, just get an emergency one if you can.
What, suck on a thirst tanker?
Sorry, anything? Would anything fizzy work, or does it have to be Coke?
Oh, no, it's got to be Coke, Nat. It's like acid. It'll just burn through anything, love, you know?
Oh,
Yeah. Remember that? Say you put Coke on your grease stains on your driveway, it cleans it. That's how bad it is.
I would like a Coke Spider, though. I haven't had one of them for so long. That's got nothing to do with anything. I just would really like a Coke Spider.
Just reminiscing.
So what about, like, some single person's mouth plunger?
I think some call...
No.
Yes.
Oh, no, we can never put that video up.
I guess Grinder's got you covered.
Okay.
Thank you, Jane, for saving our
There's
lives.
another word for that, Nathan. It starts with P.
Is in Mullaloo. Good morning, Fiona.
Good morning, team. How are you?
We're just going to move on from Nathan's previous statement. What can't you do if you live alone, Fiona?
Well, Christmas crackers.
Oh,
yeah. I thought about that with the wishbone.
You can put it in between, like, your toes and, I suppose, pull it the other end.
But you're
just
only
put
doing
your
it in a
hat
group.
on and then tell yourself jokes.
Are you spending Christmas Day all alone and not having Christmas dinner with anybody else?
Well, it was a bit sad, this last one, but it's not too bad. I do have children, but
Sweetheart.
I like to, have an adult to pull the crackers with.
Can I tell you, I've spent a Christmas alone. My mum and dad went over to Bali and no family were here, so I went to Chicken Treat to get a chicken roll combo, chicken roll combo. When I ordered it, I ordered it,
sad,
and
right?
I said one chicken roll combo, and then they literally went, oh.
Did they give you some freebies?
No. They gave me my chicken roll combo, and I got a gravy because I was treating myself. But when
Did you feel like adding a few more to it? Because
Can I tell you what you normally do?
Yes, I normally add some things and pretend there's a party.
Yeah, the dim sim effect.
Yeah. No. I was just like, went in there. This was before I was lying about my shame attached to food. But when I was down south just recently, on Christmas Day, I went to go and get some fuel, and I stopped off at a servo that had a Bain Marie, and there was a guy there who was in his mid-30s, and he said one crumbed chicken sausage, and then the chick behind him said, behind the thing said, "Is this your Christmas lunch?" And he said, "Yes."
Oh, that's sad.
My heart broke for him.
I would have gone to lasagna topping. Yeah, would have thought about
Christmas lasagna topping.
In case guests come over.
The traditional Christmas fare. Thank you, Fiona. Cam's in Yanchep. He's going to finish us off. Good morning, Cam.
Morning, everyone. How are you?
Hey,
wonderful, Cam.
Okay, talk to us. What can't you do if you live alone?
I never leave my phone over a meter away from me. Doesn't matter what I do. If I'm having a shower, doing the laundry, getting the mail, whatever, I always have my phone close by just in case something happens and I need to call 000.
Sweetheart,
Yep.
Do you know what? It sounds like what we've been talking about with chips and phones being closest. We need to have those elderly people panic buttons that hang around.
Very fearful.
If I misplace it for whatever reason, I'll go into panic mode and search the whole house and not do anything until I find it. Because I'm convinced that the one time I misplaced it, this is the time that something will happen and no one will help me. And I'm in Yanchep, so it's not like, we have a lot of people to call around. And
This is another thing. So if you're alone as well, and I know there's a lot of people in this scenario, having many cats... Because if something like that does happen and you say you go into some unconscious state for 12 hours, how long until a cat starts eating your face?
I mean, I think they'd start with your feet, but no, I don't know. It depends how long since their last meal, so feed them regularly is a good step.
Bloody cats, mate.
Yeah, count a dime will save your face.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Thanks for everybody for calling in. $200 spent on accommodation with What If. I'm going to go straight back to the top with Anthony's roast chicken call. Because I think the wishbone.
The wishbone.
Yeah, that's what really affected you.
Yes.
Not anybody dying from choking to death or anything. You didn't worry about that. You just worried about a guy not being able to make a wish. Okay, got it.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Now, you just showed me it's been announced that Alex Pearce is the captain of the Dockers.
Yes, it's official with Caleb Strong and Andy Brayshaw as the vice captains.
Are you taking the Pearce?
Oh,
do you reckon that's for the paper tomorrow?
I hope so. I hope so. They love a headline like that.
The Moose or something?
Moose, big Moose. Got the long hair.
Yeah, magnificent mane.
Yeah. We're going to have a Pearce up, they'll say.
So,
yes.
So, Sean, he's now a member of your club, of your
Alex
Fremantle Captain's Club.
He's a great man. He is actually.
So you're happy for him?
He's a great human being. Yeah, absolutely.
So how many in the club now?
Ben, 6.
It's not many, is it?
Oh, we haven't been going that long.
No, I know, but still, you've been going a while.
28 years, 29 years.
Only 6 captains in that time. It's pretty good going.
Yeah. Heaps of success, obviously, so it's good.
Well, I mean, like, how many premierships has there been?
There's been more captains and premierships, put it that way.
Anyway,
say 6 more.
Alex Pierce. Good on you, mate.
Well done,
Hello,
Alex.
Ben.
Happy Thursday, guys.
Thank you so
Ben.
much, Ben.
Ben, are you going go-karting today? Or are you working?
I've got to be here. I've got Ed
Sucked
Sheeran
in.
tickets to give away.
Sucked in your face.
What the people need.
I blame Ross, to be honest. If he was here,
Yes.
I know. He's
I
too
could
busy
come.
having babies.
Yeah,
That's full
he
on,
is.
isn't it?
Nathan, do you have anything to say to Ben?
Did you listen to our entire show this morning, Ben?
I heard a lot of it.
Are you scared now? Are you scared?
Oh, what did I miss?
Okay, you didn't listen to
I
all
didn't
of
hear
it,
this
Ben.
part.
No, we were just talking about, like the last time we'd been night clubbing.
Oh,
and then
here
I
we
said,
go.
I said, the only last time I was night clubbing was after Nova's 20-year reunion last year. And
Same.
Yes, and a
Which was
whole
your
group of
very
us,
first
Harry
time of
included.
meeting?
Harry was there.
Harry included. We all went up to Connections, didn't we, Harry?
Oh, I had a great old time. Yeah.
And Ben, this was the first time you met any of us because you hadn't even started yet.
This
You
was
started the Monday after this.
Yes, this was the Saturday night before I started.
Yes. So anyway, we this is our first impression of Ben. And we've never told this story on air, have we?
I thought we've left it long enough. I thought, I've gotten past it. I'll never bring it up again. I'm like, this is October. Surely they've forgotten.
Yeah.
No.
What do you think, Amy? Should we tell people now or should we make them listen to the show tomorrow?
Is it a Friday thing?
Make them wait. It's
Make
a
them
Friday
wait.
story.
Tomorrow
Ben.
we'll have special guest Ben on.
Ben.
To talk about the impression one can leave at a new workplace.
Ben, you've got 24 hours to kill us.
I'm feeling a bit sick.
Oh, well, are you?
I was that night.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.